Drink responsibly, void where prohibited, tax and fees extra.
It's our anniversary.
Every weekday during the month of June, we're giving away gear from the KBLA.store to say thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580 as we celebrate our second anniversary. Each weekday, a different host will be giving away fresh merch to one lucky caller. All you have to do is keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580 throughout the day, and our host will tell you when to dial in and when. It's our way of showing appreciation to you for helping make KBLA Talk 1580 the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of information for listeners just like you. Here's hoping you'll be one of our lucky winners. But you can always head over to the KBLA.store anytime for the best in KBLA Talk 1580 gear for yourself and great gift ideas. Now, celebrating 2 years of being your go-to, we're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
So here are 10 behaviors that can damage any relationship, and maybe affecting yours too. Number 1, you stonewall your partner. Do you avoid difficult questions and conversations? This bad habit is called stonewalling. When you stonewall your partner, you're actively avoiding painful or emotional subjects. But those subjects are important to the health of your relationship. By avoiding difficult conversations, you're harboring unresolved issues with your partner. It's okay to table a hard conversation every once in a while, but ignoring an issue doesn't make it go away. Number 2, you're too distracted. Do you give your partner your undivided attention? Do you text other people when you're together? Never underestimate the value of quality time. When you're together, your partner wants to feel important. They need to know that you enjoy spending time with them. But if you're distracted, your partner may feel ignored or neglected, and your relationship may suffer. Number 3, you get defensive. Few things are as important as communication. But what if your partner tells you something you don't want to hear? Your partner may, for example, think they're doing all the work in your relationship. No one likes to hear negative feedback. So how should you react when your partner tells you something is wrong? Defensiveness can be destructive to any relationship. When you become defensive, you stop listening to your partner's concerns. Instead, you try to protect yourself. You may argue with them or turn the tables on your partner. Either way, you're ignoring the real problem, and your partner doesn't feel heard. Number 4, you criticize too often. How often do you criticize your partner? Even if you mean well, critical behavior can drive a wedge in your relationship. Not only is it frustrating for your partner, excess criticism also creates a negative dynamic in your relationship. You lose track of why you love your partner because you're too focused on their mistakes. Number 5, you idealize your partner. Do you put your partner on a pedestal? You love your partner, so you may hold them to a high standard, but idealizing your partner can damage your relationship. When you idealize your partner, you're projecting your own preferences onto them. You love your partner for the person they could be, not who they actually are. Number 6, you ignore your past. No one is perfect. Every relationship has bumps and rough patches, but ignoring your troubled past could destroy your relationship. Your history, good and bad, is the reason you are where you are today. It has shaped the way you feel about your partner and the way your partner feels about you. By ignoring your past, you're overlooking significant moments in your relationship and rejecting the struggles your relationship has yet to overcome. Number 7, you mislead your partner. Have you ever told your partner something you didn't mean? Deception can easily destroy a relationship. Lies and manipulation ruin the most important thing you and your partner have built together: trust. When you stop being honest, you give your partner a reason to doubt you. Honesty isn't always easy, and some things are better left unsaid.
Woo-hoo! Woo! Hour number 2, the voice of reason, back in the building live on KBLA Talk 1580. Tonight's topic, it hit different. What happens when your love tank is empty? Huh? Don't you know that, hey man, if any of the behaviors that were laid out in that clip are prevalent in your relationship, it is siphoning off the fuel that keeps it going. Stonewalling, refusal to deal with difficult questions. That's a heavy one. But here's the interesting piece. In a way, in an inverted kind of way, should we allow a certain level, a minimal level of stonewalling when we're guilty of hurting our partner and we know they need grace and space to be able to heal? Is a bit of stonewalling okay? Because stonewalling is basically withdrawing from communication, not talking, not having the conversation. Maybe they don't want to talk right now. Is that a diet version? When you're wrong, does it justify a bit of stonewalling? 1-800-920-1580. Let's get the ladies in here. They've been on the line the longest. Let's get them in here. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Get in here.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Oh, hey. What up, Nzinga? Good to see you.
Thank you. I think what that lady explained is one way the love tank can go empty. I think a lot of times people may see it as like falling out of love, but what she explained can be another way too. I think that when that happens, I don't think sometimes there was any communication in the first place, maybe sometimes. When what she's describing, I think kind of piggybacking on what you said about how a man can allow his friends to pull his coattail opposed to his woman. Well, I think they're friends. So sometimes if you can become friends first, maybe it's easier to pull somebody's coattail. And so since you can't, or what some would call as nagging, because to me, I'm trying to understand what doesn't constitute as nagging. Me just opening my mouth. So, you run the risk there because a lot of men, they want to be able to, some men want to be able to dictate to you. And while you're not able to dictate to them, or not necessarily dictate, but to guide or, whatever it is you need to communicate with them, they misconstrue it or they consider it nagging. So I guess that's difficult as well. How do you overcome something like that where everything I say is like an attack almost? Because I think men would consider nagging an attack on them.
But I think men consider being, listen to what I'm about to say, brothers, y'all can call in and disagree. But I think when women, and I'm not talking about all women, okay? So just understand, I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about when good women, spiritually sound women, intellectually reasonable women, emotionally balanced women, okay? When they push men to greatness, many men see that as an attack. I know brothers don't want to hear that. I know brothers don't. Listen, my woman told me, she said, listen here, man. We were supposed to be way past where we are right now. She said, but you was playing. Now, I might not have liked to hear that, but it's the truth.
It was the truth.
Right? See, good women are going to push you, brothers. And oftentimes, I'm guilty too. I'm right with the rest of the brothers. I'd be like, who you talking to? What? But again, good women are wired to push men to greatness. And sometimes that pushing gets translated as nagging. And I should say mistranslated as nagging.
That's why I said misconstrued.
Is that fair, Nzinga?
Yeah, I think it's fair. Some men don't mind the push, though. Because, from what I've seen and listened to guys that I know, sometimes they don't mind the push. Sometimes I've heard friends say that they wish that their woman would push them a little bit more or wouldn't, sometimes accept anything that they have to give sometimes. So, I guess you have to want the push.
Let me hit you with this. Years ago, I had a guy on my show, a spiritualist, by the name of Nichama. Nichama is a spiritualist, right? And he said something that was so profound about women, it blew my mind. What he said was, you can put a woman in a room without a man with some live, healthy sperm and some water and lock the door. And if she uses that sperm, you're going to have another human being in there. Women have the power to manifest. Many men do not understand that when we come in with our baggage, when we come in with our wounds, we are bringing that to a manufacturer, a spiritual manufacturer. She will manufacture in your relationship everything you haven't dealt with within yourself. She will produce it. So again, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think most men do understand that, but it's about the level of comfort, or how they feel about it. Are they willing to, give up the raw material so that way we can manifest it into something? Because what they say, you give a woman a house, she'll make it a home, blah, 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 blah. They want you to have something to the table. But for me, love comes from the kitchen and it goes into the bedroom. So, it's just all about, I think, too, what does he want to do with this? Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, but what are your thoughts? Do you think sometimes men gaslight themselves into thinking that they've been marginalized or unduly criticized by their woman? And do you think that leads them to running out of gas for the relationship, right? For themselves. They run out of gas because they're overthinking and talking and describing and logical, and this doesn't fit. And again, she might just be pushing you, according to David Deida, the way of the superior man. The woman is going to push you, and if you let her, she can push you to greatness. But do you feel like a lot of times men convince themselves that it's not pushing, it's actually attacking, and this leads to their tank going on E? What are your thoughts?
I think it's about the approach. Not every woman has finesse. And sometimes, you have to, like when I used to go when I was younger, they had the pharmacy, they would add bubblegum flavor to the medicine. So sometimes you have to, or, cherry or grape or whatever to make it more palatable. So that way I would, to the penicillin to make, so I would take it, because I had strep throat a lot growing up. And so I think it's all about, your delivery. Sometimes you can't always think about delivery. Sometimes it's just going to come out, and I've had learned because I'm like straightforward. So I've had to learn, you have to have a little finesse, and it's not what you say and it's how you say it.
Right.
And sometimes you have to make it palatable. Well, I remember Bill Cosby on the Cosby Show said, I can give you a steak dinner
Or
on a
I
fine
can put it
porcelain
on this
plate,
trash can.
or I can give you on a garbage can lid. And
That's
I
right.
never forgot that. I never forgot that. And I saw that when I was really young, and it left an impression on me. Sometimes it does
Vanessa,
just come out.
Vanessa, this is how you
Some-
brought dabness to us.
Yeah.
I remember that episode.
I just and so I just kind of, that, like I said, that stayed, I kept that in my front pocket. And so it's just how you present it. Some women haven't learned that.
But wait, hold on. That's a good point. But let's not leave out the men who even take the sweet, kind nudge to go in the right direction. Because how often do you hear women saying, he's stubborn? My woman told me I was stubborn today. She was like, damn it, Zoe. You're just stubborn.
Oh, yeah, there is that. And then I do want to keep in, state that sometimes some men are gaslit.
And I'm saying gaslighting themselves to believe a narrative that isn't true.
Well, sometimes it can be. They're not always, so then I take that back. They're not always gaslighting themselves, some men. But for the most part, if you're not used to somebody wanting better for you or your situation than you want for yourself, then I could see how the gaslighting, I could see how the tank starts running empty, I could see how they start pulling away, maybe to go somewhere where they don't have to, rise up. They can just stay how they are. So, you do have that.
There it is. Nzinga, Pensacola, Florida. Girl, I love this conversation. Wait, before we leave, tell folk. Oh, she gone. Ah, man. All right, when we come forward, we got other sisters on the line and a brother on the line. They're all over the country. This is a hell of a topic. Let's keep talking.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you looking to steer your career in a new direction? Driving for Culver City Bus can be your ticket to a long-lasting career with excellent benefits and paid training. Culver City Bus is looking for customer service and safety-minded bus operators to join the growing team. Culver City Bus offers on-the-job training starting at $19.10 per hour, uniform allowance, and health benefits. Culver City Bus is a great employer. Let Culver City Bus connect you with an essential service job. If you enjoy driving, seek real opportunities for career advancement, and passionate about making a difference in the community, you are invited to join the Culver City Bus team. Start your journey today by submitting an application at culvercity.org/jobs. For more info, visit culvercitybus.com or call live customer service operators at 310-253-6500.
You know those cigarette butts that you see every day? They're made of microplastics and they line our streets and waterways. On California beaches, they're the #1 plastic you'll find. Over 35 years, cleanups have collected millions combined. But no matter where you see them, they're all getting smaller, eventually leaching into our food, our air, our water. The tobacco industry's to blame for all of the harm that they do. For the harm to the people we love, and the harm to you too. Learn more at undo.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. More. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Something about the way that you talk to me. Even when you're not around, I feel you, boy. I feel you, boy. Yeah. Tangled in your love and your energy. Perhaps it was the way that you smiled. I see you, boy. Oh, I did you, boy. Yeah, yeah. I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you. Maybe I want this to last forever. Maybe I want this. Can we make this last forever?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Nothing's ever perfect, but you're perfect to me.
the voice of reason and his playlist are doing what they do. That's Snow Allegra. Y'all know what it is. The voice of reason and the playlist is unmatched. It's untouchable. You got other stations now talking about their playlist. Don't act brand new. It wasn't saying nothing about no playlist last year. Zoe get over here and start cutting up down. Now they got a playlist. I'm just saying, I'm listening. I'm paying attention to other radio stations. You know, just little catchwords or whatever, our playlist. Now, what? Hold on. Zoe Williams' playlist is his co-host. Don't ever get it twisted now. If you're in a relationship that's running out of gas, you'll probably notice that you guys don't talk as much. Right? Guys don't talk as much. And when you do talk, it's superfluous talk, superficial talk. Nothing really meaningful. The real substantive conversations are far too overwhelming and too emotionally intense to actually have without getting angry. So you avoid those altogether. That's going to drain the tank. You've also fallen into a sexless relationship. Wow. Talking to each other deeply about real conversation, right? Real issues. That is an intimacy builder. Take that off the table. Probably not going to be as attractive to each other anymore. Right? It's interesting, right? You've fallen into a sexless relationship. A sexless relationship is defined as having sex fewer than 10 times a year or not having sex at all in the last 1 to 6 months. Sexless. Nope. I had this. Okay. All right. You no longer have any patience for your partner. This one is similar to number one, but also it includes not having patience for your partner's actions. They sit down to watch TV on a Sunday morning, and you groan. They make plans with a friend, and you roll your eyes. They talk about maybe visiting their family on the holidays, but you'd rather stick needles underneath their nails. Like, you just get frustrated and disappointed, right? Or one or both of you doesn't want to try anymore. When the trying dies, it gives birth to crying eyes. When the trying dies, it gives birth to crying eyes. I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, right? I know. A lot of people don't want to hear it. This is tough. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are absolutely bonkers. Let's get our folks on the line who's been waiting. Attila from Houston, Texas. Get in here.
Zoe, why was I hoping you weren't going to say my name? Ay. What's going on, Zoe?
Hey, you hear what I'm talking about? That tank empty. You hear me?
Oh, man. I've never been in a sexless situation at the Torian. We just don't do that. We'll stop talking before that happens. I don't know.
Has your tank ever been on empty?
Yes.
In a relationship? What did it feel like? And were you able to refill the tank, or did you throw the tank out? Did you throw the car out with the empty tank? Talk to me.
Yeah, by the time I get to that point, the whole car is trash.
Wow.
It's trash at that point. I'm the type of person, like, I wouldn't want to call myself a nagger, but I definitely, like, will try and get to the bottom of something as much as I can. But if it's just not working, it's just not working.
So what pushes you to that final moment of my tank is empty and I'm no longer interested in refilling it?
I think once respect goes out the window. I'm big on respect. So
respect.
Once I see that there's like a blatant disrespect or denial or like just completely ignoring me, I'm like, all right, so it's time to go.
Now, let me ask you this. What if there's still an emotional connection?
Can there be at that point? I mean,
yes. What if there's
an
still
emotional connection on their part?
An emotional connection and a physical connection, even though the tank is on empty in terms of interest with regards to building the relationship up, trying to maintain the relationship, trying to pour into the relationship. You might be exhausted in your pour game, but that attachment and the emotional connection might be there. How do you reconcile that?
I mean, at that point, to me, what that says is you still have, people who want to work things out. That's different. I mean...
Oh, no. Stay with me. Stay with me. I want you to think about this. When we come forward... Oh, no, we're good? Wait a minute. We got it. We ain't got it. Do I? Okay, cool. All right, we got time. I'm sorry. It's just that I be wanting you. I said it now. I be's wanting you to have adequate time, right? To make your point. I don't want to cut you off because you're saying some profound things. I'm setting up this question, okay? I'm setting up this question.
He set me up.
But you said if there's still an emotional connection, then we still got something to work with. So I want you to build on that when we come forward, okay?
All right, then.
Attila, Houston, Texas. When we return, more heat from the voice of reason.
Nothing's ever perfect, but you're perfect to me. Been asleep, you're a dream, I need you. Though we got a past, I want you. And even when it's bad, I love you. I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you. Yeah. I've been waiting my whole life to find someone like you. Find someone like you.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton, and here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The man accused of killing a homeless black man with a chokehold in a New York City subway has released a video statement through his attorneys. In the series of videos, Daniel Penny recounts his thoughts leading up to the encounter that resulted in Jordan Neely's death on May 1st. Penny says he was not trying to kill Neely, but just to restrain him until police arrived. Penny has been charged with manslaughter in Jordan Neely's death and is due back in court July 17th. The White House is shining the spotlight on NCAA championship athletes. Vice President Kamala Harris hosted more than 1,000 student athletes for the first ever College Athlete Day at the White House. She praised the athletes for their commitment to their sports and for being leaders and role models. President Biden was initially set to host the college champions, but had to cancel due to having a root canal done at the White House. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Calling all night owls, Buffalo Wild Wings is open late. Fill up on some tasty apps with an ice cold tall beer starting at $4. Late night food and drinks start at $4 from 10 till close at B-Dubs. Limited time at participating locations. Offers, days, and times may vary. Drink responsibly. Void where prohibited. Tax and fees extra.
It's our anniversary.
Every weekday during the month of June, we're giving away gear from the KBLA store to say thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580 as we celebrate our second anniversary. Each weekday, a different host will be giving away fresh merch to one lucky caller. All you have to do is keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580 throughout the day, and our host will tell you when to dial in and when. It's our way of showing appreciation to you for helping make KBLA Talk 1580 the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of information for listeners just like you. Here's hoping you'll be one of our lucky winners. But you can always head over to the KBLA store anytime for the best in KBLA Talk 1580 gear for yourself and great gift ideas. Now, celebrating 2 years of being your go-to, we're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelinos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
If you're a business owner or lead a nonprofit that has between 26 and 49 employees and you paid COVID sick leave in 2021 or 22, you may qualify for reimbursement through a state grant program administered by the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. Learn more at covidpaidsick.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, in downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
The rent is too damn high. KBLA joins you in calling for affordable housing. The LA Tenants Union is a diverse, tenant-led movement fighting for the human right to housing for all. The LA Tenants Union demands safe, affordable housing and union rent control. They organize against landlord harassment, mass evictions, and displacement, and mobilize for the repeal of the Ellis Act and Costa-Hawkins Act. The LA Tenants Union is on a mission to strengthen tenants' political power through education, advocacy, and direct action. To get help with your eviction or other landlord-tenant issues, take action for justice, or become a member, visit latenantsunion.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I've been acting different, yeah. Funny how I finally flipped the script on ya. When you the one who's double dipping, yeah. You so sloppy how I caught you slipping, You're off the lease, run me my keys. No more popping up the hitty, yeah. I ain't even got the miles to trip on, yeah. No phone, who is this? Brand new, like the whip, rack it up, no assist. Hey bitch, I ain't average. Wake up, need a zip. Hennessy, take a sip. Look at my jeans, I'm too thick. I ain't got no room for extra baggage. Don't forget to come and pick up your feelings. Don't leave no pieces. You need to hurry and pick up your feelings. While I'm up cleaning, boy please, I don't need it. Memories, all that shit.
So I want to teach you the 5 signs that your relationship is over. Recognizing these signs is critical, even though it might be hard for you to accept it. Now, the fact that you're even watching this video tells me that you're already thinking that this relationship isn't going to last. And even if that isn't necessarily true, those thoughts that you're having that make you second guess yourself and start acting weird and clingy, those will destroy a good relationship. You have a choice to make right now. You either address the 5 things I'm about to talk about in this video, or face the truth and end the relationship yourself because it's over. So what are the 5 signs? Sign number 1, you don't feel like yourself. In this relationship, you feel like you're walking on eggshells. You don't know how to act when you're in public or when you're around their friends. You aren't sure if you should hold hands. You're uncomfortable talking about your feelings because you don't know if they're on the same page. All of these things mean you don't feel comfortable being you. And any relationship where you have to twist yourself into somebody that you're not in order to keep the peace, it only starts a war inside of you. And those kind of relationships, they always blow up. The second sign, you're constantly questioning how you should communicate. If you're nervous about sending a text asking if they want to hang out, or do you obsess over whether they opened your Snap but they haven't responded, or how long it's been since they texted you back? Do they watch your Instagram story but not respond to your text messages? Are you compulsively checking social media to try to get the clues you need that it's okay to reach out? Any relationship where you spend more time questioning rather than talking about communication is a relationship that's broken. Sign number 3, you think about where the relationship stands all the time. So do you constantly think about questions like, where's this going? Are we exclusive? Are we committed? Can I introduce you to my family and take you to a work event? How should I introduce you? What are you thinking? What do you say about me? Not knowing where you stand means this relationship doesn't stand a chance. Sign number 4, you're starting to get annoyed. You're now the one opening snaps and not responding. You're saying you're too busy to hang out in order to send a message. You're hesitant to commit to future plans because you don't know the future of this relationship. You snap at them more than usual. All those cute little things that used to make you laugh, they're really annoying. And here's the kiss of death. If their name pops up on your phone or they walk through the door at the end of the day and you feel dread and not excitement, that's a sign that you're over this person. And the fifth and final sign, you're questioning whether or not you have the same values. If you're starting to feel like you're losing yourself, for example, maybe you're drinking more than you'd like. You're spending less time with your friends. You're skipping the gym. You're only doing things, for example, like listening to certain types of music because it interests them. This is a major problem. If there isn't a balance between the two of you, you will always feel like a less important part of the relationship because you are. Now here's a quick test to see if you're losing yourself. Just go out alone tonight with your friends, and if it feels like a relief because you can finally act like yourself, that's a sign that this is not a relationship for you. I bet what you're...
Wow, Mel Robbins? Yeesh, she's on fire tonight. Boy, that relationship gas tank can hit empty. And oftentimes, it's rooted in the quality of the communication that the relationship engages in, right? Gosh, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells because you can't talk, that's crazy. That's a heavy way to look at it. Byron Katie, the way to an open heart is an open mind. Closed mind, closed heart. Can't see it no other way. Can't shift your perspective. Can't get out of the past. Have to stay in, the past, and it could have been this way. It was supposed to be that way. It's not this way, and oh my God, we missed an opportunity. Stay in that lane. Closed mind, closed heart. Woo. Tableau, his quote, or I should say their quote. My heart was closed, cold, so I was self-conscious and cynical. But at the same time, here's another one. And I think men should make space for this, just like women should make space for this. Sorry, my heart is closed for renovation. Be back when the damage has been repaired. See, hurting each other is par for the course for a relationship. Anybody out there that's out there talking like, oh, relationships ain't supposed to be like. Listen, people hurt each other, right? You have never had a clean person come into a relationship. Clean meaning clean of the wrath of being hurt. Clean of having the stain of hurt on them. Everybody has been hurt. And if everybody has been hurt, and most people do not like looking at that hurt, chances are they will hurt you. My heart is closed to everyone. It's too frail to be played with. Ansau. It's heavy stuff tonight, y'all. Heavy stuff. These are relationship drainers. They will drain all of the energy out of your relationship. I need y'all to know that. If it's not dealt with, any infraction will look like the end of the world. Man, it's tough. Attila, Houston, Texas. Get in here and wrap your thought.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I honestly do not remember what I was saying.
That's a shame. That is,
a while ago.
You're very young. That's a shame. Now, me being
I
old.
was blown away off of them.
You was what?
I was blown away. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of information. But, I mean, I'll say this. I mean, if I reflect back on, I'll say maybe my last 3 or 4 relationships, you know, in truth, I don't feel like I was just really in it to begin with, right? So, essentially, running out of gas for me was almost like an escape in the first place.
This is kind of a good
thing.
I mean,
I'm just like,
oops, out of gas. I'm out of here.
I'm gonna go over there and get some, and then never come back. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, in all honesty, I mean, I feel like if you're really, really into somebody or really into a relationship, and you feel like you really invested time, and you feel like you have your person, then that to me is going to be enough for you to try and refuel it together, right? It's not going to be one person looking for gas.
Wait, hold on. If your person is a human and had a stupid moment that hurt you, then you're supposed to try to refill the tank?
I mean, I gotta be in it from day one. From day one.
I appreciate it, Attila. Once again, Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580 when I come forward. Denver, Colorado. And, of course, these are legendary cities, by the way. Denver, Colorado, Battle Creek, Michigan, Houston, man, hey, Atlanta, Georgia. We got legendary cities. Go. L.A., I don't know where L.A. be at. I don't know. L.A. just be slipping. When we come forward, more from the Voice of Reason.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Despite pushback from franchise owners, the Assembly passes Fast Food Workers Bill. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Assembly Bill 1228, known as the Fast Food Franchisor Responsibility Act, authored by Assemblymember Chris Holden, was passed off the Assembly floor with 42 votes in favor of the legislation, while 22 members of the Assembly voted against the bill. Some reasons Holden and supporters of this bill find it necessary is due to the reported wage theft of fast food workers, claims of violence at work, sexual harassment and assault claims, denied sick days, intense heat, poor workplace safety practices, as well as claims of retaliation for speaking out. Holden was reported saying, quote, "This does not imply that all fast food franchises mistreat their workers. It's clear that we must ensure our fast food workers are able to thrive in their workplace and their communities," end quote.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCES scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
At first I was afraid, I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong. And I grew strong, and I learned how to get along. And so you're back.
Hey. Get up and party with me. They're like, boy, what is this? My playlist is always my co-host. I will survive. Gloria Gaynor, ladies and gentlemen. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. Phone calls all night long from all over the country. Tonight's topic, what happens when you lose that spark? What happens when your love tank is empty? Gosh. Stephen Hawking, right? Famous physicist, cosmologist. He says, like people, waves, when they meet, can either tend to enhance or diminish each other. He's talking about the wave function. You know, when waves interact, you have crests and then you have valleys. And those valleys cancel out, those crests enhance. So a lot of times, man, everything we've been through, we come at each other like waves, and it creates an interference pattern. It's heavy stuff tonight, man. And it's a lot of stuff to work through. Our relationships are very difficult and painstaking, but they can be very fruitful at the same time if that's what we're ultimately in search of. A deeper understanding of how to make it work. How long is too long to wait for a relationship? Psychologists say you should wait at least 2 months, right? Until you ask the other person to be exclusive with you. You might decide to commit to each other sooner than that, but generally speaking, 8 weeks is a good timeline, right? What if you're already committed and you're waiting for things to come back to normal? How long should you wait? Come back to normal after an infraction. How do you know if it's worth staying with someone? Well, number one, you have to ascertain if the both of you are committed to growth. Do you genuinely respect one another? Do you share some common values? Do you share a vision? Are you willing to forgive one another? Gosh. Forgiving is not just speaking. A lot of times people speak, and energetically and spiritually, they haven't forgiven a damn thing. They holding on to that tighter than a damn anaconda holding on to a capybara. You like the way I said that in the country way, capybara. They just holding on to it. Gosh, man. You want it to stay? You got to open up and lean into it. Right? Let's get these callers in here. Heru Ali been on the longest. Battle Creek, Michigan legend time. Let's talk.
Peace and love to all. Honor Zoe, everybody, the guy, Tavis Smiley, Andy. I ain't forget about you, Arabia. It's all good. Listen, it's been my experience that nobody appreciates peace until pain is present.
Here we go. Nobody appreciates peace until pain is present. Come on.
Listen, I'm guilty of it myself. I know it. When I broke everything in the military, all that stuff, it was like everything was all good till something broke, till I broke something. Listen, the Fed now, all the stuff that's going on, it's like, really? Really? Is this what we're really doing? Is this what we're doing? So I'll end it on this right here. Personal projection versus personal accountability. You know the person that you're dealing with. You know, and you've had conversations. And sometimes it takes their presence to be absent for you to truly appreciate and have gratitude for them being there. I'm going to leave y'all with that because we only have so many minutes, less than 4 minutes. Peace and love to the family nations. Stay safe and stay dangerous.
My brother, Heru Ali, brought Battle Creek, Michigan in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the routine. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Cali, Seoul, Denver, Colorado. Get in here and finish cooking.
Peace, everybody. Peace, though. I was gonna say, in my humble opinion, filling your love tank is something that is up to you.
Ooh.
Kind of like baking a really beautiful dessert or going and having a really wonderful dessert somewhere, and your partner having something to put into your love tank and lending something to your love tank is like the port wine that goes with the dessert. But to me, your dessert, your love tank should be complete all by itself on your own. And that way, you know, like, you don't have a problem with them going and giving and receiving love everywhere. And I don't mean like sharing your body and all of this stuff, but I'm just saying in general, like, we're spiritual creatures, so we're meant to give and receive love at all times. We're not meant to shut it off. But when it comes to partnerships, we always want to put ownership around it and put gates around our partners. You should be experiencing freedom, love, appreciation, truth, and sincerity in your relationships. Freedom is the first thing. And a lot of times when we don't experience that and we don't give that, it doesn't feel good. But your love tank that's your responsibility to keep full. And what your partner gives to that is like an accoutrement or a fine piece that also accents it. And that's all I have to say.
I love it. Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado, in the building. Listen, I start the conversations. You finish them. Tuning into this show is not about you agreeing with what I'm saying. It's about you exploring what I'm saying and us exploring together, right? That's what this show is about. Let's explore together. The conversations you're afraid to have with your partner, you can have here every day. You can call in anonymously, but don't be anonymous when you call in. But you can call in. Say, my name is Charleston Heston. That's fine. But the reality of it is, if you don't have these conversations, if you don't get used to having these difficult conversations, trust me, the relationship is going to run out of steam. We need to have substantive discussions. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother is up next to keep this Monday fire going. You already know who's on the line coming up next. It's my brother Danny Morrison and the Danny Morrison Show. It's going to be crazy. And I will say this, do not forget, my television show airs as soon as I go off the air. Oh my goodness, The Situation Shift. Get that app, Our TV 78, and tap into The Situation Shift with Zoe Williams. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another slapper.
Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me. Done dealing with you, so I'm back. It seemed like I get so much and don't get nothing back. I really thought it was love, but you're so fucking whack. Always get caught up in love, but I am done with that. I can't get caught up in love, so now I'm, flexing on my exes and my Model X. Pretty little, skinny little bitch.